Okay.
We good? Hi, Malcolm. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Behind the Scope LLC. I got to tell you, it's been kind of a hectic morning. Wouldn't you say, Fred?
Very much so, especially with the weather that came through yesterday.
Man, anybody out there get hit with any tornadoes in South Texas? Because it was pretty wicked here. There was one reported, I think, on the ground at David Wayne Hooks night before last, 7 miles south, heading east, which is directly at our house. Not a fun thing. Well, I want to welcome you this morning, and there are quite a few things we'd like to talk about today. First of all, I want to thank everybody for showing up and joining us for this podcast. Fred and I extend our thank yous, and we're so honored that you guys continue to watch us. Starting off, I sent some emails out, and I have a Zoom link out for anybody that would like to talk to us about the controllers being working without pay. Imagine going into work and not getting paid, and having your bills pile up, and yet you still go in and do your job and provide safety at the extreme limits that air traffic controllers do. Job's not easy, it is stressful, and having the mounting stress of not having your paycheck to pay bills, it accumulates on you, okay? Meanwhile, you have the children off in Congress and Senate, like they're sitting in the corners, holding their breath, waiting for the other one to say, okay, I'm going to give in. This is foolishness. They're not feeling the uncomfortableness of this because guess what? They're still getting their paychecks. They're out there flying East Coast, West Coast, wherever they're going to go. Their families are being catered to by air traffic controllers providing safety. And they are holding up this bill to at least provide pay for these public servants that are doing an amazing job of safety. I don't know how you feel about that, but I certainly think it should be the other way around. All of these public servants should be getting paid, and their paychecks should not be held hostages. And if those congressmen and senators, when there was a continuing resolution problem, I bet you it would get cleared up very quickly when they weren't getting paid. So, however you do it, however we can make it happen, it needs to start now. We need to start a movement to get them cut off from getting paid because they are part of the government, aren't they? They're getting their health insurance, they're getting their stipend, they're getting their retirement benefits. Huh? Meanwhile, there are people out there that are actually working. They're not getting anything but stress because the bills are piling up. They're considering doing other jobs, doing Uber, maybe working at a grocery store. Plus, they're going to work their 40 hours a week at air traffic control. I don't think that's right. You guys, Schumer and Speaker, get your act together. Get these public servants paid. I mean, I know quite a few people that are in the federal government that are not getting paid, and some of them aren't even capable of going to work, so they don't even know if they're going to get a paycheck after the continuing resolution is signed. It's ridiculous. You guys get together, stop being children, and start working together, and get these friggin' people paid. This is a matter of safety. Now, there's a link out there. If anybody would like, send me a hello. I'd like to have the link, and I will send you the link, and you can zoom in, and you can give us a piece of your mind, or you can break off a piece on those politicians. I don't mind. This platform is here for you. We got 234,000 subscribers out there. I'm sure one or two of you might even be related to some of those politicians. Yeah. Fred?
Yeah. Over the last 12 days, I did visit various people that have been influential in my life, from Apollo to air traffic control, and they're getting on in age, and I wanted to see how they were doing. Spent a great week over in Waynesville, North Carolina, by the Blue Ridge Mountains. And, this time of year, the leaves are turning, and the trees are starting to come back. And it's just a beautiful day. And I was able to see the controllers, and I was able to see the any American that wants to take a little ride, it's an incredible place to see. We had a wonderful condominium, and I'd like to say thank you to the owners of that condominium. And they were, let me just see. They were Chris and Hannah. And this is a picture of it, if we can get it up there with the glare.
Use the tight angle of the frame.
So again?
Keep it.
Yeah, the condominium, great place to visit. You wake up in the morning looking at the Blue Ridge Mountains and the sun coming up. And then in Waynesville, we wound up bringing back 10 of these cakes. There's Barbara's Orchard fruit cake stand. And you want to order the stuff first because we'll have some of this after we're done with our podcast. But you get there, if you don't order it a day or two in advance, you're going to stand on a line for about 3 hours. That can get old, and I mean, people are determined to get into Barbara's. Their apple orchards are seasonal, but when they're open, it's well worth the trip. And the whole Waynesville area is beautiful to see. It's also fascinating. They had gotten in Asheville, North Carolina, those areas had been flooded out from Hurricane Helene 2 years ago, and the whole destruction. They're still rebuilding bridges and roads. It's also fascinating to recover from that, but it was a beautiful trip. Driving back across the country, we went through an area in Mississippi, Pascagoula, Mississippi, and it reminded me, unfortunately, it reminded me 50 years ago, where there is a Navy ship, the Aegis battle cruiser, that it originally was designed in RCA, and they decided the best way to test this ship was to build the deck of it next to their engineering plant. So you're driving down the Jersey Turnpike, you see fields of cows and corn, and all of a sudden you see the deck of a ship. They came to us with a book, probably 5 inches thick, of things they wanted to do to attack this ship to see if it worked right. When they did that, we laughed, because they also built the deck of this ship under one of the heaviest pieces of airspace in the world, from New York to Washington. When they first brought what they wanted to do, we laughed, they walked away. They came back 2 months later with a piece of paper from Congress, thou shalt do it. So it was so significant. Well, again, it was so significant, it had its own admiral on this ship. And it was so significant to get this testing done. They brought each one of us down there to see the ship, what it does, how it works, and why it was necessary. To establish what they wanted to do, we had to clear the airspace, and we decided that we could do that from first light in the morning, from about 6 o'clock till about 9 o'clock in the morning. We had to move all the traffic from the Washington area to the New York area, and traffic going overseas. We had to move it around that area so these military airplanes could come in high, dive down low, come across the cornfields and take evasive maneuvers so this ship could follow to see what they do and to see if the design was correct. We're talking 50 years later, and back in 1975, those things were going for $1 billion a copy. I can't imagine what they cost now. As a matter of fact, they're still building the ships, and when we came across on the way back to Houston, going through Pascagoula, there's the Ingalls shipyard, and that's where they build the ships now. and they take it out in the Gulf afterwards and run tests on it to see how it's working. If you look back in history, there was one of these ships off the Iranian coast, and this ship had picked up on the systems that there was an F-14 attacking their ship, and double checking it, still verified it was an F-14 on an attack. So the Aegis ship proceeded to fire its systems. And again, when you see this ship, it's a very clean deck, but when they're doing one of their missions or attacks, doors open up, these missiles come up, go onto rails, turn around, lock, and fire. And as it turned out, it was an Iranian A300 Airbus, and the pilot was on the wrong code. So this ship read it as an attacking F-14, and unfortunately, there were about 300 people that didn't live to see the end of that day. But again, it's a very capable ship, and each one of our United States battle systems, including an aircraft carrier, 2 of these Aegis cruisers, and they also make an Aegis destroyer now too with that tracking system. So it's very important to make sure that that system worked well. And it was kind of neat to go past Pascagoula, remembering how they would build them there. People may not understand, but again, in air traffic control, the center facilities, there are 20 of them around the country, each one handling approximately 100,000 miles of airspace. So from Houston, we control everything to the east as Hattiesburg, Mississippi, to the west to El Paso, then to about 30 miles south of Dallas, and down to the Mexican border. So you need approximately 350 to 400 controllers working 24/7, and hopefully getting paid to work that airspace and the traffic that flies through there. Does anybody have any questions about what I'm talking about? Any questions?
No, I think
Rob, what you have to say?
I think that's very interesting about the Eagles shipbuilding yard, about the way that they decided to go out there and build that ship, and then all of a sudden they contacted you to let you know that they're going to start flying these procedures. That's kind of like getting the cart in front of the horse, isn't it? That's kind of typically the way it goes. There needs to be a lot more information out there when it comes to interfacing with the National Airspace System, or as we call it in the FAA, the NAS. You're going to fly in the NAS, you should be aware of the FARs that are out there that provide the rules and regulations so that it keeps a safe, orderly flow of traffic, and you're able to get from point A to point B, and you're able to interface with your drones and your projects and your military. You know, we've done several podcasts on the military operating areas, restricted areas, how to fly in and how to fly out of them. I was just on the FAA.gov webpage, and they don't have much going on because continuing resolution is on, so there's not a lot of information out there. Although there is a page that you can be directed to that will give you information about accidents and incidents that happen. It seemed like yesterday there was a Continental United that went off the runway. Intercontinental, was that yesterday?
I didn't hear about that.
I thought I saw that in the news. Been very busy. I just got back from Tampa, Florida. I was out visiting with my mother. I didn't have any problem flying through the air traffic system, so you controllers out there, thank you so much for your job, for what you're doing. You're really showing the American people what you made out. Showing up for work, you're doing a great job, and the American people really appreciate you. Obviously, Congress and Senate don't appreciate you so much because they're not showing up to do their jobs. Well, they show up. I saw a commercial. It was funny. They were walking around public areas. This one group was looking for the other group. I'm trying not to mention any D or R out there because we don't want to get that political. We just want to point out how ineffective that Congress is and the Senate. You know, Congress also is a name for a group of monkeys, just FYI if you want to look that up. And that's kind of what they're acting like out there. So you group of monkeys, please get together with the other group of monkeys and get along. Learn to love one another. Learn that there are people out there having a lot of trouble getting their bills paid. Imagine you're a trainee, you're one of those brand new hired 2,000 air traffic controller trainees that are getting no pay. They're probably at their facility or at the training institute where they're not probably going to be getting any kind of training. They volunteered, they got the job, and now they might have taken their families up there, and it's not right. They gave up maybe their other job so that they could take this air traffic control job. I just don't know how to ring their bell up there and tell them to get together. You know, if you want me to come up there and negotiate for either side, I can imagine you put Fred on one side and I'll take the other side either way, and we'll get that bill signed so that controllers can get paid, and then we'll leave the rest of the budget stuff up to you guys. But let's kind of get the one that you're having trouble with out of the bill and get everybody to get paid. All right. I'm sorry I keep harping on that, but I know what it's like to work traffic and have additional problems outside of working traffic and being distracted by that when you're sitting in position. It doesn't make for good air traffic control. So let's get the job done, guys. Let's get along, all right? No matter what, you got to be able to agree to disagree, but you also have to come to a solution for the pay for these people, all right?
You know, talking about the size of these systems, these air traffic centers, you can have weather over Austin, and you can be sitting in Houston with beautiful blue skies, or you can have weather out over Washington. Again, you're sitting in Houston with beautiful blue skies, but your flight's not going because that weather, a pilot would rather take his chances of flying at another airplane than going through that weather, because it can really take you apart. So, you know, when you're not getting off the ground, don't get too upset over those agents at the gate. You know, they're doing their job, and it's the controllers trying to sort out all the traffic and get it around the weather systems.
Yeah, that's true. You know, you have got to try to put yourself in that gate agent's shoes when everything gets shut down. They have to handle so many malcontents and rude people, and it's not their fault. They actually absolutely have no control over how to get that aircraft to the gate any faster, or how to get it on its way any faster. So use a little respect. Being kind goes a long way. And if you don't think so, give it a try. Give it a try. I know they get paid, and they are the frontline face of the organization that you're flying on, but it doesn't mean that they're to be abused. So treat them with respect. Respect gets respect. Okay? It might not get you where you're going, but I'll bet you if you treat them really nice, not that they'll play favorites or anything, but if something comes up and it's available, they will remember you first. And that other person that was really rude and obnoxious, they'll remember them. But I don't think that they'll be first. Okay. So, what do you think of that, Fred?
I remember years ago, my wife was a vice president of an oil company, so she would fly on the company airplanes. And when we got engaged, I introduced myself to the flight department and told them they will not take delays anymore. If they need to get somewhere and they're being held up, give me a call. She's getting a husband, they're getting an air traffic controller. And again, the corporate airplanes they would fly tended to fly higher and faster than other airplanes. So we could work them around. I told them Air Force One followed them. And I meant it. Again, you don't want to piss off your friendly air traffic controller. So it was, I would make sure that their sky was clear and their airspace open for them. They could get over the weather and pass the weather a lot easier.
That's right. So one other thing, next year, if they get this CR signed, I hope they do, because I don't think there'll be anything left of the airspace system if they don't. They're going to be hiring another 2,000 air traffic controllers to fill the jobs that'll be necessary when other controllers are retired. So when the FAA.gov site comes back up and you're able to access the training areas or other information areas, pay close attention to when they announce the test. Go on out if you want, get a book on ATC test. You can find them online at Amazon, I believe, or if you have a local bookstore, you should be able to do it. And get to know that test like you know the back of your hand. I believe 95 and above will definitely get you in the door, or will definitely get you in front of somebody with a 94. So it's now I believe it's all merit-based now, so that's a good thing. Well, that's really just about it. I want to tell you about our Behind the Scope magazine here that we have. It's all about air traffic control from the beginning to the end of this year. It's up to date. And then we have these amazing, look at this, coffee mugs. Aren't they just spectacular? And they have a lid on top so that when Fred comes over my house, I don't have coffee on my floor or on me, and he doesn't have coffee on him when he's driving. And here on the back, there's this huge QR code that I'm going to have to make smaller. I don't think it works that well. But also here on the back, if you want, I could put in where you worked, what dates you worked, any of the jobs that you did. There could be some sentiment on here. We could really personalize these mugs for you. So we have that. We have these absolutely designer shirts that you could wear, and you could show everybody out there how you support this channel. And, what else do we have? I have coasters. We have coasters that you could use. In fact, should I go out and get a couple of the coasters to show these fun folks? You entertain them, Fred, with your lively antics, okay? And I'll be right back.
Don't forget your bag tags.
Yeah.
While I entertain you with other war stories.
A little soft shoe, Fred.
A little, the times of working airplanes and enjoying it. Always a challenge, but it gets hectic at times and pretty crazy, so you have to keep it. I always considered myself conducting a symphony. If you picture a symphony conductor, and as I controlled my airplanes, moving them left and right, keeping them apart. I remember one time being very busy with weather and traffic. This one aircraft came on, and the pilot knew he had weather ahead. He says, what do you suggest? And I said, battle stations, because I knew it was going to be a rough day for him. And again, the way I controlled traffic around the weather, there were times, you might turn an airplane and they see weather ahead and they don't like to start going towards weather. I would explain, I'm going to turn you towards it, but I'm going to bring you back long before you get near it, but I need that turn so I can space airplanes out. There was one time I was working, had a string of airplanes coming in, and I was working the low altitude sector. All of a sudden, the controller on high altitude gives me, or he's trying to hand me off an aircraft, and he says to me, "This guy wants to stay up high to go over the weather. What do you want me to do with him?" I did do some gestures that showed where I wanted him to put that airplane, but I still had to work him. So I told him, "Give me the airplane." And I got the guy on the frequency. I told him I'd let him come up high, but when I gave him the crossing restriction, I needed him to make it because I had traffic all around. Finally got everybody spaced out, got through the weather. I give the guy the crossing. He says, "I can't make it." As I keyed my mic and screamed, "Make it, you gotta make it," because I got airplanes coming out and around you. Again, we have a lot of automation in the system now, so a pilot can dial in something we want him to do if it's a climb or a descent, and the computer will say, "Oh no, you can't do that." But if you knock off the computer and you fly the airplane, the human body can still figure out how to get it working and make what we need. Another war story, but that doesn't make you want to get on a bus. You can still fly it safer than crossing the street. And now Rob is going to show.
Oh yeah, some of this amazing, these nice. You can get a packet of 4 of these, and under here you'll have your facility name. It's a little bright, so hard to see the facility. I'll turn it on the side here. There we go. But we have that, and then of course, I'll pick this up here. This is my 50-pound camera bag that goes everywhere with me. Here we have our luggage tags. Is there a way you could possibly zoom in on that? There we go. All right. Go get it, Malcolm. Zoom in on that bad boy.
What is the charge for those?
So, we'll have to talk about that, Fred.
Okay, we'll run a cell.
Yeah. And if you are interested, drop us a line. We will get back to you. You can have these. You can have that luggage tag. I can personalize those luggage tags. Put your name on there. I just have my name. That's really all you need, and that way, when you're traveling out of town, they know that they don't know where your house is that's empty while you're out of town. Well, did I miss anything today, Fred?
No. I hope people were listening about the beautiful areas I saw in North Carolina, and you might check it out. Great place to visit, especially with the holidays coming up. Take a jacket. It's cold already. It's not Houston.
Yeah. I want to that reminds me, when I was in Tampa, I want to send a special thank you out to Terry. He gave me this condo so I could move out of the one that I had rented. When we got to the condo, the rental place was under cyber attack. They couldn't get the keys, they couldn't get anything for us as far as getting in and out. So every time we wanted to get in and out of the condo, they had to come let us in and let us out. And we couldn't lock the door, so we had to put a chair under the door. It was terrible. So we were there for 2 nights, and I got a hold of Terry through booking.com, and he put me up immediately at his place. He even let me get in early. So he also gave us some subscribers to this channel. So thank you very much for that. And I want to send a shout out because you're a really good guy. I appreciate what you did for us. So that's about all I got. So remember out there, contact your political aficionado, yeah, your paisan in office, the one that's doing you such a good job, because you know how we forget things. And let them know what you think about not getting paid and working, and let them know what you think about them getting paid. Well, you're not, although they work for the government too. they work for us, paid through the government. Maybe it'll help expedite matters. And if anybody out there can figure out a way that we can get these congressmen and senators cut off from pay when these CRs come along, let's get started on a bill to get that out, to get it stopped. And one more thing, I think Ted Cruz is going to be putting a bill in to get these air traffic controllers paid. I don't know, we'll see. There's a lot of good lip service out there, not a lot of good action. So, anyway, have a good time during the week. Enjoy yourselves. Hope you fly well. Catch a tailwind from Fred and I. Fred?
Same time next week.
Same time next week. Y'all love one another out there. Be careful. See you next week. Thanks for joining us.